Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed building video. So in today's video I'm going to be building a little base game family house. So yesterday, the 21st of May, The Sims is now actually available on Origin for free for the next week. I believe it runs out on the 28th of May, so you can go and get the whole complete Sims 4 base game for absolutely nothing. There's no catch, it's not going to expire, it's not a trial, it's nothing like that. It's literally free for the next week, and so because of this I realised that it's going to bring so many more people into playing The Sims, and I wanted to build another base game house, and I haven't actually done just a simple base game house in a while. I've been doing a lot of limited pack builds recently and only using certain packs and stuff, but I haven't actually done a base game build in a very long time, and so I thought this was the perfect opportunity to do one, as there will be so many people coming and joining the Sims community and playing the game with us, and I just wanted to build a house. So if you've just downloaded the game, you got it yesterday, or you've only got the Sims base game, you can just pop straight into this house and just play with it. You don't need any of the packs, it is just a purely base game, and it's actually made me think that maybe there's something coming soon, because I don't believe The Sims has ever done this with The Sims 4, where they've just given away the whole complete base game for free. I don't think they've ever done that before, and so it kind of makes me think that maybe there's something really big coming and they want to bring as many more people into the Sims community as they can, and all them people will be there for the announcement. I'm not completely sure what it's going to be. I don't think it's The Sims 5 or anything like that. I think we've got a couple more years until The Sims 5 is going to come out, so I don't think it's that. I'm kind of thinking that maybe there's going to be a new expansion pack coming soon. So yesterday on Twitter, Sim Guru Lindsay tweeted something about playing a number game, and so she gave us three numbers. She gave us 18, 2 and 350, and now she said later on that one of them is the number of days, one of them is the event, and one is a hint. And so it's already kind of obvious that the 18 was EA Play. Obviously this is the day after now, and so it'll be 17 instead of 18. With the number 2, I'm assuming it's events, because I don't think there's going to be 350 events at EA Play, so I'm kind of think that's probably events. And then the other one is a hint, and so 350 is the one that is a hint to something, and no one really knows what it is. Everyone's had their own time like guessing and trying to figure out what it means. I personally don't have a clue. I made a massive wild guess and say, if you say 350 in a weird way that it kind of sounds like university, but it doesn't at all, it's got a different amount of syllables in it. I'm just being really hopeful because I really want university to come out soon. Although I don't actually think it will come out soon though, because there's been some leaks and some people have found a gaming website, or two gaming websites, that actually listed a tropical paradise pack for The Sims, and the release date I believe is the end of June, so near around the end of June. And this was found a few days ago, and since then they actually changed the name of the game on the website, and I believe there was two websites that have listed this game, but I'm not sure about the other game, but I know at least one game website has changed the name of it, so maybe it's a tropical adventure kind of gaming coming soon, or I'm not completely sure. I kind of want university, but to be honest, I'm just happy with anything. I really would love a beach world and a vacation world. Spoken about this before, I would love a world inspired by Hawaii or somewhere like that. I would love if we could make our Sims surf and stuff. I would absolutely love a tropical kind of world. I kind of want university a little bit more, but I'm more than happy to wait, and it will kind of make sense if university comes out near the end of the year, because when it comes out around like November time, that is kind of when everyone's kind of gone back to school and all that kind of stuff. So I'm kind of thinking that now that this leak has been this leak has happened, that maybe the university won't come out for a while, and it is actually this tropical paradise. I believe that they've actually been right. This gaming website, and that one of them in general, has been right about it before. So I'm not completely sure what's actually happening, but there is definitely something coming soon, because we've had a little drought. There's nothing's really been released or anything like that since Strangerville, and I do like Strangerville, but I feel like it's only a 1 or 2 time thing that you can only play with it like once or twice, and then it's kind of repetitive because it's basically the same thing. I do really like it. I love the world. I'm so happy with Strangerville. The world is amazing, and I can't believe they actually gave us that size of the world in a game pack. But after Strangerville, it's kind of been a little bit dry in releasing content and stuff like that, so I'm hopeful that there's going to be something soon. They also said in, I think it was April's Months Maxi, that they are going to release one new expansion pack, one new game pack, and one new stuff pack. And so it's been around 2 months since they said that, and so I'm kind of thinking that maybe it's going to be an expansion pack soon, or at least a game pack. I don't think it'll be a stuff pack. I'm kind of thinking it'll be more an expansion pack than a game pack, or more so an expansion pack than a game pack. I'm not completely sure, but thinking back to it, I did actually think something else of the 350, and I tweeted it, but I completely forgot about it. So I actually went onto Google and I just worked out how many hours 350 is, and it's 14 days. And so that would mean that the next kind of thing would come out on the 4th of June, I believe it was, or the next announcement. So I'm thinking that maybe 350 is 350 hours until the next trailer, and then maybe there'll be like a 2-week gap and then the game will be released. I can't actually think at the minute how long between an expansion pack trailer is released and then how long it is actually until like delivery. I can't actually think. I think it might be around a week or 2 weeks or something, but I completely forgot that I did actually tweet this late last night, and I haven't been on Twitter, but I just kind of remembered it. But I kind of think that maybe the 350 is indicating to 350 hours until the next trailer drops, because apart from that, I literally can't think of anything that 350 would indicate to. Some people are saying maybe it's something to do with cars, because 350 has some relevance to cars in some way. I'm not completely sure, but someone tweeted that. But Sim Guru Lindsay did actually shut it down and say it's not cars, so it can't be cars. I just hope that maybe it's 350 hours until the next trailer. Ideally, I would like a new trailer before that. There could be a trailer popping up tonight or something. I highly doubt it though. But anyway, talking about the build a little bit, so as you can kind of see, I've done the main structure of the house and I've done all the landscaping and stuff. I absolutely love the landscape in this build. I don't know what it is. I just really like it, and I really want to do more of it. I use the same plants that I normally do, but I really like the way that I've structured it at the front garden. I just really like it. But I am moving on and doing the back garden. So I've done the thing that I've been doing a lot recently, and it's using a base game bush and sizing it down once using the bracket key, and then I'm merging it with the, I think it's called a hedge of blue flowers, but they come in all different kind of swatches. I'm merging it with them flowers. There's a long version, and then there's a little like short version of it, like a circular version of it. I use them two and kind of merge them into the bush, and it kind of creates this really nice little flowery bush, which I really like, and I really like the look of it when landscaping. So I've been doing it a lot recently. So I did that around the front, and then I also did it around the side. I did also add a little garage into this house. I absolutely love having garages in houses. I just think they're so cute. I know we don't have cars, but maybe one day, although Simguru Lindsay did shut that down today or yesterday, maybe one day we'll get them into the game, and then I can go back into all of my different builds and just add them with actual cars instead of the fake toy car, which I do actually size up. You'll see me size that up right before I go in and do the interior. I kind of forget about it, but as soon as I kind of finish the garden, I then realise that I need to add that car, otherwise the driveway looks a little bit bare. So I just use one of these sculptures, or I think it might be a toy car that children can play with. I'm not completely sure, but I use it quite a lot in all of my builds. I just size that up and put it at the front of the house. But as you can kind of see, I'm doing this little flower bed thing in the corner, and I absolutely love it. I use the planters that we have, and I made them into the white swatch, which is actually my favourite swatch of them. I really like them in that swatch. They come in 3 different swatches. There's the brown one, a dark brown one, and a white one, and I just use the white one, which I really like. And I just thought a sim who lives here probably loves gardening, and they've got a lot of space to plant multiple vegetables or flowers or just plants in general. You can probably plant a few trees under there or stuff like that. I did also add a pool into this garden. I wasn't going to add one, and then there was so much space available, and so I decided that I was going to add one. It's quite a square pool. I don't normally do them as square. I normally do them more rectangular, but I thought I had the space to do it, so I'm going to add one. I did also add the little monkey bars from base game in here, obviously because I'm doing a base game build, but normally I would tend to use the romantic garden ones that we got with that pack, which have like little vines and little flowers going up them. But because this is a base game build, I just used the base game version. Also did add a little barbecue at the back garden as well, and a little seating area so they can host barbecue parties or just have a local barbecue, a summer cool down, or whatever you really want. But now I'm just going in and adding in that toy car, like I said, and now I'm going to go in and do the furnishing. So I actually started off with the front door. Normally I do that around the middle of the furnishing. I normally just go straight into the kitchen and do the kitchen, but today for some reason I decided that I wanted to do the little front porch kind of area, so as you walk in through the door. So you can kind of see I've just put this little table and I'm just cluttering on top of it with loads of different things. I put some flowers, I put some books, some pictures and all that kind of stuff. One thing that I really want more of in the game is picture frames, and I've mentioned this before, but we've only got I think 4 picture frames in the whole entire game, and one of which is actually an unlockable which you get from the athletic career. That one is actually my favourite photo frame that we have in the game because it's the only one that looks like it's got actual Sims or what's meant to be Sims in the photo frame, whereas the other ones, there's another 2 which are fruit related. One of them has got a picture of a pear and then the other one's got a picture of an apple, and then the last one has just some pictures of butterflies, which I tend to use in more children's rooms, or sometimes if I'm doing like a really cutesy kind of house then I'll typically tend to use it. But I would love some more that just have some more kind of Sims in. I like the football one because it looks like maybe a soccer team or something like that, but I would like some pictures of just general Sims. We have like 2 or 3 in the game, which I always use the base game as well, and there's one of them of just someone, it's like a drawing of someone. I use that one quite a lot. I just want some more things like that because then it can look like your Sims have pictures of their relatives laying around the house. So maybe they've got pictures of their cousins and their nan and all them different type of family members. But moving on, as you can kind of see, I'm doing the kitchen. So the kitchen is very open. As soon as you walk through the front door, you've got that little kind of area where you can kind of put your shoes on and stuff. I do actually add a little sofa there in a minute just because I thought it would be nice and somewhere for your Sims to put their shoes on and just kind of sit down and chill out in like the front little area of the build. But when I was actually furnishing the kitchen, I completely forgot to add a bin. So I didn't add an exterior bin either, so there's no outdoor bin. So I've actually got a post-it note on my desk which just says add bin with loads of little stars around it to show it's a priority. So before I upload this to the gallery, I will add a bin into this house so your Sims won't be leaving their rubbish all around the house because that can be really annoying. I will make sure that I do put one in there somewhere and an outdoor bin as well. I also did completely forget to add a dining room table into this. I think it's because I just did that little breakfast bar and then I kind of moved back to the little entryway and I did this kind of like little area where your Sims can sit down and put their shoes on or read a book or something. I completely forgot to add a dining room table. So I did actually add one in as well. You'll see that in the screenshots. I did that when I was going around and doing the screenshots, but I realised about the bin when I was actually editing the video and editing the footage. So I will add one in. It just won't be in the screenshots, but I'll make sure that there is one in this build so your Sims can throw away their rubbish. But I've just moved back to this little nook area as you walk in through the front door, and I actually sized down a little coffee table, which I don't ever really tend to do, but in my last speed build I sized down a counter and kind of made it look like a lower down counter to the rest of them, and I really liked it, and so I think I'm going to be sizing down some more objects like that. But as it is a sized down object, if you try and put something on top of the coffee table or whatever you're sizing down, it will try and clip to the original height of the object. And so what I'm doing is I actually have the red shelf, which is a piece of CC. I talk about it a lot, but I always like to mention it in case you've never seen any of my videos before and you're wondering why I'm trying to put a red shelf into my builds. So it's basically a piece of CC that you can just move onto a certain height and then the objects will clip to that shelf, and then you can drag the object off and then place whatever object you want onto whatever you want it to be on. So I don't know if I explained that very well, but basically it just allows you to put objects to a certain height without having to press the 9 key a load of times. It's just really useful, and because I sized down that coffee table, I knew that it was going to try and clip to the original height. So what I actually did is I just used the half walls and put one onto the side of the coffee table, used the red shelf to find the height that I wanted it to be at and all the objects to kind of clip to. I then put all the objects onto the red shelf, and then I removed the red shelf, removed the half wall, and then just put them back onto the coffee table. Hopefully I explained that well. If not, you can probably find another load of tutorials on YouTube of people actually explaining the red clutter shelf. It's a really useful object. I've linked it in the description box down below. It is CC though, but if you leave it out your builds, then it won't be classed as CC. So if you leave it in your builds by accident, your builds will be classed as CC, but if you actually remove it, then it won't be classed as CC, and it's all good. But moving on, I'm just in a little lounge room. So when I was actually doing this, I was trying to make a corner sofa, and I tried to make a half wall around it because the sofas that I'm using were, I think it's an unlockable in a certain career or something, but the armrests were going through each other so you could see it at the back. So I tried to work myself around it and build a half wall around it. but I didn't like the look of it at all. So in the end I decided just to have the two 3-seater sofas. I do ideally want a 2-seater version of this sofa. I spoke about this a lot. It is one of the plainer sofas that we have in the game, and I always tend to use the same 2 or 3 sofas, and this is one of them. It is one of my favourites. I absolutely love it, and it's because it's just so plain and it's not fancy, and it just looks like a standard sofa that you'd want to like chill out on a Saturday night on, and it's not too modern. It's just a lovely sofa. I just really want it in a 2-seater version. But moving on, as you can kind of see, I'm doing the bathroom. So in the bathroom we have the bath and shower combination, and then I just have a toilet and a sink. Nothing too fancy. It was originally a little bit bigger, but I decided to make it slightly smaller just because I wasn't sure if your Sims were able to get around to the extra bedroom on the other side. And so I did kind of make it smaller, but everything fits in there as well, so it's absolutely fine. I do also just pull out one of my saved rooms, which I've got a load of different clutter objects from the debug menu. The way that I actually got these little saved rooms with all the debug menu items in is a little while ago. I can't remember the time frame, but I went into my game and I activated the debug, kind of the hidden list in the game, so it's bb.moveobjects. I turned that on, and then I pulled out all of the clutter that I'd normally tend to look for or I normally tend to use in my builds, and I made them into little separate rooms, and then I saved them to my gallery. They're not online. You probably can find them somewhere. If you would like me to, I will actually upload them at one point so you can just have access to them. But it's basically just all the debug menu items that I always typically tend to use. I do actually sometimes just turn the debug menu on just in case I'm looking for something that I know I haven't got in a saved room. But in the scheme of things, it's a lot quicker if you use the same objects all the time, just because you can have different rooms for every single type of room that you want in the house. So I've got ones for children's rooms, I've got ones for bathrooms, I've got ones for kitchen, I've got all different kinds of ones. They are really useful if you use the same clutter objects from the debug menu quite a lot, and it's just a massive time saver in the long run as well. So if you actually want me to upload mine to the gallery, let me know in the comment section down below and I will do that. But moving on, as you can kind of see, I'm now furnishing one of the bedrooms in the house. So this house has 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. You probably could make another bedroom. So in the garage, I kind of just made that into a gym. I just thought it would be nice if this household could have a gym in here. But obviously, if you want another sim, you could probably make that garage into like maybe a teenager's bedroom or something like that. I just wanted there to be some gym equipment in the house for more things to do. But in this bedroom, I created it for a child. So as you can kind of see, I actually sized down and then moved objects, one of the bookcases up. This object is purely just for decoration. You can't actually use it, but there is other bookcases in the house for your Sims to use. I just thought it would be nice if they could have a bookcase on their desk, or kind of like a built-in bookcase to the desk. I just thought it was cool and I like the look of it, so I just added one of them. I also do add one of the laptops that we got in a free update a little while ago. I absolutely love that laptop, and the one that I chose actually has the kind of like a rainbow keyboard, so it will go through a series of colours, and it's just a really nice object that we have. And I'm so thankful that we actually got a slimmer laptop, because when we got Strangerville we got laptops with that, but the laptops are really chunky, and I was really wanting a slimmer laptop, and I'm really happy that we did get one. But moving over to the other side of the room, so when I was actually furnishing this, I pulled out this, I think it's a toy horse, and I don't think I've ever used it in any of my builds ever before. I don't know why. I think I've always just kind of ignored it. I've always just kind of overlooked the item, but it's a really cool toy, and I'm pretty sure it's a toy anyway that children can play with, and maybe toddlers. But I just sized it up, and then I kind of thought that the child that lives in this room maybe absolutely loves horses, and horses is just like, some people love dogs, some people love cats, but this sim absolutely loves horses, and so I sized it up and put it on their chest of drawers. I really hope that one day that we could get horses in the Sims. I know that we probably won't, but I really hope that we do, and I'm really hopeful, just because I feel like cats and dogs is great, but you're kind of missing horses, and I would love if we was able to get some more like reptiles, and I would love if we could get snakes in the Sims. That is something that I would absolutely love. I would love to add so many snakes into so many different bedrooms. I could do so many different things, and I would absolutely love it. So hopefully one day we can get some more animals, or just pets in general. But anyway, aside that, moving on, I'm now doing the parents' bedroom. So in here I actually tried to create this kind of built-in wardrobe feature in their room, and so I actually use the 2 wardrobes that we have with base game that kind of look like IKEA furniture, and I use a chest of drawers in the middle, and I tried to merge them in to look like it was a built-in feature. Although the chest of drawers is actually a lot bigger in thickness, so it sticks out the wall more than the wardrobes, I did actually double up the wardrobes, so there's 2 wardrobes in each side. Although it doesn't look like it, it's just because I didn't want there to be a gap behind the wall. I don't actually think these wardrobes are usable, but you've still got the chest of drawers in here as well, so your Sims don't really need to use all three of them. As long as one of them works, I kind of figured that'd be okay. But I just cluttered this up and just put loads of different objects, some shirts, some plants, some books, all that kind of stuff, just to kind of make it look a nice little lived-in bedroom. I am just going to finish up this room now, and I'm now going to move on to the gym. So in the gym, I just have a little treadmill, a kind of a machine thing that I'm not even sure what it's called, and a punching bag. And then I do also just add a little sofa into here as well. And your Sims can come in here and work out, and they've got all of the available base game fitness items that they need, and they can just work out from home instead of having to travel to the gym. But anyway, I'm going to end this voice over here. I hope you guys enjoy watching me build this little family base game house, and as always, if you do like my content, then please subscribe, and hopefully I will see you in my next Sims 4 speed building video. Bye guys.